Hey all, Happy New Year, Will Healy here, and some of you may recall from this time last year that I shared that Will loves to read. I read about a book per week. Most are audiobooks while doing chores or errands or relaxing. Some are ebooks on my phone or Kindle, and my kids and I love to go to the library, so some are paperback. But I love to learn new things and digest compelling storytelling, and so typically I have a fiction book and a nonfiction book always in progress at the same time. But I wanted to share some themes with you and trends and titles that I really enjoyed in 2021. So the first kind of theme that I really liked was leadership through ownership and collaboration, and I love leadership books. I don't typically like war stories or war books, but Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. This is a leadership book with war stories, but the lessons and advice in this book are so powerful and motivating. The best leaders own failures, they own problems, and they share successes. And we know this, but rarely do we see leaders doing this. And I just thought that was a good book and really recommend it. I read another book called How Innovation Works, Serendipity, Energy, and the Saving of Time by Matt Ridley. And I really like this because it used historical examples over time that a lone hero isn't really what happens. We may spin stories that way, that Thomas Edison did amazing things, or Mark Zuckerberg did amazing things, or Elon Musk did amazing things. But in the end, working together and collaborating and having competitors and collaboration really is what makes us successful. And I thought that was a really powerful book as well. And then I read How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big by Scott Adams, the Dilbert guy. And I really like the insights in this book and how he talked about failure as a positivity and how we set up our own successes by using systems rather than goals. Because if we miss goals, we fail. But if we have systems, then we can learn from the goals and improve each time we fail. And I really liked that thinking, and I really liked putting that into action in my own life. Number two, I really was blown away by minority authors this year. This year and last year, I tried to find more authors who are part of a minority group. I'm blown away by the new ideas and new journeys and new stories I was exposed to by doing this. There was just an emotional story, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, was just compelling about two sisters in America and their two different ways that they were able to live in America. Really helped me rethink my perceptions. And then Nindedi Okorafor wrote a book, Noor and Binti, and these are both awesome coming-of-age sci-fi tales set in Africa that provided a totally different spin on science fiction that I'd really ever considered or been exposed to. Noor is set in the Sahara, and Binti is set in space. These are short but just powerfully creative, and I really recommend that you think about broadening your author base. There's so much creativity out there that I had never considered, and I'm just loving reading books like those. My third kind of insight is Stephen King is famous for a reason, and I've always been turned off when everyone likes something. If everyone gushes about a restaurant, I don't like it. If you must travel to this spot and everyone talks about how you have to go somewhere, I really have no interest. And authors too. If lots of people are loving authors, I'm usually like, I'll skip it. I had just always ignored Stephen King, but this year I picked up one book after another, and I read 13 of his books this year. He's just one of the most creative, compelling storytellers ever. I love every character. I love every villain. I just love every setting. I mean, how can one person have so much original creativity inside their brain is just beyond me. He's famous for a good reason. I get it now. I probably still won't learn my lesson, but Stephen King is famous for a reason. And then number four, the thing that I really came from all the reading I did this year was we need to work better on equality for women. How we treat women must be better in 2022, especially minority women. I think my wife was just absolutely sick of me indignantly reading passages to her and publicly quoting to anyone who would listen from the book Invisible Women, Data Bias in a World Designed for Men by Caroline Criado Perez. It is embarrassing how little research exists for women. It's really crazy. And for all the ladies in my audience, I know you're not surprised by this, but I was absolutely shocked. Every man who cares about his daughters, his grandmother, his wife, his friends, his sister, the women in their lives, every man should read this book in 2022. Invisible Women, this is just unacceptable, and we have to fix this. I also read some biographies from Mindy Kaling and Gabriel Union. They're both stars from TV and film. And I was just really shocked and upset with how these women were treated and how we as a society treat women of color. Their stories, of course, made me laugh. They're funny ladies and very entertaining show women. But their stories made me cry too. And so we have to just look at how do we treat women with more equality in the new year. So this video has gotten super long. In 2021, I finished more than 56 books, and I intend to keep pace with a commitment for 50 books in 2022. Just would love to know, what do you like to read? What do you recommend I read in 2022? What are you hoping to read in the coming year? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, ask yourself, what will I automate next?